Yo, 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 yo. What is up, Dr. Scott? Good to see you in the break room. Boopy cutie, I plead the 16th Amendment of the Foundation's Articles of Incorporation, which is similar to pleading the 5th of the American blah, blah, blah. Something like that, something like that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Case of the Mondays. A Case of the Mondays is where, man, it's been a shirt of a Monday. And sometimes when it's a shirt of a Monday, sometimes you've just got to have yourself a good time. And so that's when we break out the SCP-420-J. And that's when we bust out the anomalous fluid. And that's when we talk about the reality of the SCP universe and everything that goes behind the scenes of the fabric of reality. Zerdrin, thank you for being a member, buddy. It's good to see you in the chat. Some of that 420-J is on its way, my friend. What's this here? Robin, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Oh, don't bop the camera now. Hello, Dr. Time to drop a D&D fireball in your office. You heard everyone's favorite plague doctor by refusing to be cured, so you will pay. Oh, no. The only fireball that's being dropped in my office is the shot of fireball that's going in my beveragino to double its strength capacity. Amber, good to see you in the chat. Yes, today we're having the good day. We're having a great day. Because when the day goes bad, you make the day good by whatever means you have to use. Tucker DBZTF2, that's so many letters and numbers. If you want to be with SCP-096, I guess you can find your way there, although it's going to have a bad time, I imagine. Desk, Roger, and welcome to the chat. I am here, I just woke up. As much as Sherman represents peace, I am the duality of Site-42 and represent war. The band shotgun is loaded. Because if I'm on the chill side, someone's got to pick up the slack, and that is the desk's job. Goose Boy, it is the best stuff. 420-J is the best stuff. Do you think that if we gave SCP-420-J to the tree, that 4521 would scream from excitement? It's not really an exciting kind of thing. I guess it would just relax it, and maybe while it's relaxed, we could reverse psychology it into streaming. Maybe that's what I should do. Hey, anything can happen at the Foundation, man. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Oh, by the way, Robin, I forgot. Make sure you get yourself some brownies on the way past the commissary. And then Orange Cloud, you can have some cookies on your way past the commissary for your first donation to today's stream. Have you tried submerging 420-J in fireball juice, then taking out, drying, then trying? I did not know you could do such wizardry. I'm new to this whole thing when it comes to the experiments you're doing. Apparently, I am a novice. I really need to up my game. I need to listen to your facts. Cool Gamer, if you want to become a member, well, that is more power to you. Members here are first in line for the pass around of 096's stash of 420-J. We tried to give it some to chill it out a little bit. And, oh, well, it certainly stopped crying for a minute, but it still doesn't like the face look. So further experimentation is necessary. Alex, that is some fine 049 emoji you're spamming right there. Members are allowed to spam the custom Site 42 emojis all they want. It's how you know you're with the chill crowd. Jet, what's going on? It's like 1:41 a.m. right now. What am I missing? You're missing that it's Foundation After Dark, baby girl, or baby boy, or baby they, or baby sway. After a terrible Monday, case of the Mondays, you gotta relax. And how else would you relax except a little bit of that SCP-420-J? That's how we do it. That and kick back with a little bit of anomalous fluid. Scarlet Ferocity, we're glad you could join us for the Till stream for just a little bit before you have to go. Take care of yourself, get some rest. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. I think I saw fan art of someone giving 420-J to 999. If some monster were to give some to 999, what would happen to him? So, I would imagine 999 is already a happy little guy. In fact, I've never seen 999 particularly down. Maybe disappointed when some of the tickle fights that it wants to get in didn't work exactly right. But it's always a really upbeat guy, so I can't imagine that 999 would have a bad reaction to 420-J. Can't imagine that'd go poorly. But the children need to develop before they can use such anomalies. So we got to wait till they're grown up. And that goes for you all too, Foundation staff. If you are a cadet in the youth program for the Foundation, you should not be partaking in SCP-420-J. You should wait until you are of a sound mind and age for such recreational activities. What's my favorite SCP of all time? I always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream, which today, I don't even know how long it's going to be, guys. We might be here for an hour. We might be here for 3. It's just as long as we are relaxing, taking a step back. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating yet again. What happens to Peanut when someone gives him 420-J? Peanut is made of concrete and rebar and doesn't have lungs. So that Peanut statue ain't inhaling anything. No one saw that. Robin, thank you for donating again. SCP-999 plus SCP-420-J equals mass hysteria plus mass euphoria. I mean, probably more the latter than the former. I don't see anyone, I mean, I could see some people having a freak out, but it's the best thing. So it's the best stuff. It doesn't have those adverse reactions. You don't got to worry about that. Just some wonder. Can't believe I got scrolled until I saw this also smoking. Take it easy. Take it sleazy, my friend. I like my planes modern, bruh. Let me borrow some 999 from your site. You know what? I think it's fine if you bring it to Site 17 for a little bit. I think they could use a little trip. Alex, can you give 049 some 420-J if you can find a way for it to sniff through that mask, then make it happen, my friend. Are we just going to be chill with Chaos Insurgents in the chat? Listen. If the CI want to get high, that's on them, man. That's on them. As long as they're making peace, not war, they can have of the peace pipe. That's the philosophy. Maybe they'll turn away from their evil ways. Underneath the purple haze. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. If Thor's axe can get drunk, then could Peanut get drunk, or still no? What do you mean? Mjolnir can get drunk. Is that a thing that's happened? Are you pulling my leg? Thor, hammer, drunk. The hammer is sentient and can get drunk. We see it in the bar fight. What? That's crazy. That's so crazy. Well, I guess we have a new experiment to try, don't we? That's you. You're always thinking. That's how we know. Robin St. Pierre, thank you for donating again. The mass hysteria part was as in too good, overwhelming sensory overload panic. Not the mass panic out of bad understanding, but like a bunch of autists under stroboscopes and loud PAs. Whew, that sounds a little stressful, but hopefully everyone's going to be okay. Not his hammer, his axe, Stormbreaker. Watch Thor Love and Thunder. Orange Cloud. I've seen that movie and I don't remember it. And it has had nothing to do with the 420-J. It just has to do with that movie was kind of boring, honestly. I did enjoy everything Gore the God Butcher had to do, though. Christian was just bringing the acting the best of his ability. But that movie as a whole did not vibe with me. Unfortunately, I like liking things. I don't like not liking things. So that was a surprise to me. But, so yeah, unfortunately, I remember seeing that, and I don't remember a lot of it. Oof. Boopy Cutie, what do I think of Alto Clef? Alto is a bro, obviously. Alto is a bro. And we believe and support our bros. Oh yeah, Wanted Beverage. Also, thank you for being a member. And yeah, Stormbreaker was jealous of Mjolnir. That was a thing. I don't remember Stormbreaker or Mjolnir getting drunk in that movie. But I remember the jealousy thing. Researcher Shriner, congratulations and thank you for donating 5 memberships. Site 42 staff are snapping those up. Congratulations to Diablo. Literal Satan is a member of Site 42 now. That's pretty hip. Thank you for containing hell for us. Much appreciated. Arrow Ace Grim Cascade, welcome to membership. Inix Zero, Axel's Tavern, and Twin Bros. Congratulations on your lucky membership grabs. RSA left 9, you better follow those rules. Desk will drop the hammer very aggressively, and the rules are stated clearly now. I fixed it on the YouTube side. We don't talk about Bruno. First name, last name. Draw me like one of your French girls. Of course, because I am known for having so many French girls. That's what the asexual SCP researcher, is totally known for. But okay, I'll draw you here, and I'll draw you there, and boop, right through the middle. There you go. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Have fun trying to get peanut drunk. Peace out. You know what? You do your crazy voodoo science, and we will be waiting on your report typed in triplicate and submitted to your supervisor. Boop. Dark red. Oh my god, the thumbnail is such a jump scare. Dude, that was from a meme where someone made a joke about street scientists. And I was like, oh, street scientists? Like scientists who are out on the street, bro, doing awesome science, making street sharks. Although the Shark Punching Center did not like that experiment, that meme was funny. That was a good time. That was a good time. Oh God, he looks like a hippie with the sunglasses. Square cube. You gotta mellow out. We got a bad case of the Mondays. And what do you do when you have a bad case of the Mondays? You hit that SCP-420-J. Here at the Foundation, you enjoy a little bit of that to relax after hours. It is after 5 p.m. We are off shift because I'm not working night shift tonight. And so that means we're allowed to find our peace in the universe. DBNX, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some corn chips on your way past the commissary. Doc, I just want to know why hasn't the Foundation contained Choo Choo Charlie, the Black Knight satellite, or cordoned off the Bermuda Triangle? Okay, so just wait a minute. One of those has to be contained by us. Bermuda Triangle. That has to be in an SCP article by now. Is 605 in the Bermuda Triangle? It came up on the search of the database. Bermuda. It has been observed to move slowly, but has not left the region bounded by the U.S. state of Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda Island. How close is Bermuda to the Bermuda Triangle? Or is it just nearby? Either way, 605 is around Bermuda. So, since it's going between U.S., Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, it has to go through the triangle. It has to. But that isn't the whole triangle. That's just an anomaly that goes through there. 2120 randomly appears in a diameter near the island of Bermuda. Does 6001 have anything to do with the Bermuda Triangle? Control search. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Nope, it's not. Okay, so that is 2 anomalies in the area around Bermuda, but we don't actually contain the triangle. Furthermore, Choo Choo Charlie and the Black Knight satellite, you know those are from other properties than Foundation lore, which is why they are, as we like to say, they are anomalous, but they are not SCPs. Robin, thank you for donating again. Site Director 049 breach. It's headed to your office. 13 security personnel in 682 died in its way. Evacuate the site now. No. You don't understand. This is a site-wide relaxation case of the Mondays. Those security troops are not dead. They are having the most epic Nerf gun battle held to man right now. 049 is a Straight up assassin with a Nerf gun. I don't know if you know that. Crazy. All that mobile task force training that it has been doing has paid off. You do not want to lose to 049 in a Nerf gun battle. You'll lose an eye if you're not wearing safety goggles, man. Artemis, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Cheetos on your way past the commissary. And crunchy Cheetos, by the way. That's the only choice. Puffs are for failures and losers. I'm just kidding. Mostly. Puffs are terrible. Crunchy is the only choice of Cheeto. Everyone knows that. I stand on business when it comes to crunchy Cheetos. You saw a pinata a few years back, and I could have sworn it was giving a kid a death glare. Was that one of yours? Oh, you must have been by the Child Breaker's lair, and its containment used to be really close to a school, and that was giving us the heebie-jeebies, so we transferred it away. Yeah, the Child Breaker, that thing's messed up, man. That thing's messed up. Wanted beverage, Beach Boys reference. You know Kokomo, man. You know Kokomo's where you want to go. Alex, the tree did not scream, but we have decided to maybe give it some 420-J to relax it into a false sense of security and then try to make it scream. Maybe that's the way. We'll find out. J Pendragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Bud Heavy on your way past the commissary. How would the Foundation deal with an anomaly that becomes intangible? So when an anomaly can become intangible, then that means it can go through walls and objects and things. First of all, I mean, the easy cheat code way is if you have the resources to spend on it, you can build a reality anchor. Because those things are really big and expensive and hard to move, so if you can get it done, that's a great way to do it, but that's a lot of resource cost. The next best thing you can do is you can call one of our Foundation thaumaturgists, because thaumaturgists can do all that crazy magic-y stuff that the Wanderer's Library snakes are about. And so they can build like a salt circle that contains the energy of the entity that you're trying to contain. And so that's a way that you can do it a lot easier, because then you just need some salt or some paint or some pig's blood or something. So the thaumaturges are a great way to handle intangible anomalies. And then other things we can do are the classic, like threaten their family members and friends. That way they stay willingly. That's another good way to do it. It's just, you got to work out your options. We got options. What's that? Researcher Shriner, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some M&Ms on your way past the commissary. Did they lock up that vending machine yet? Cup of music is sounding good, man. Nah, man. The coffee machine is available. And so if you're feeling a cup of music, this is definitely the vibe for that. I tell you, I agree with you. You enjoy that cup of music. Taste the sounds, man. Dark Red, did more bad stuff happen? Look, you hear a case of the Mondays, you know it wasn't a good Monday. No one has a good case of the Mondays. I've never heard of that. Have you ever heard of that? Nah, man. Today, I went into medical to check on my ankle, and they said, oh, yeah, it seems like the first problem is healed, and you have a secondary problem that's completely new. And it's like, what? What do you mean my heel healed, but then my heel unhealed? It's very confusing, man. But there's some new physical therapy. There's going to be some more imaging. It's going to get done. I'm going to get back to the Foundation Fitness Initiative one way or another. I tell you what. But in the meantime, beyond that, while I was at the medical, I have my sunglasses in my pocket, and I broke them. And they're old sunglasses. I had them for a while. They were very stylish. I appreciated them. But yeah, I got a little too crazy with them, and I permanently damaged them. So I had to get a new set, which I do believe one would call suitably stylish. But so that was unexpected tragedy as well. It took time to locate the fashionable pair. And I decided on the way back to the dormitories. You know what? We just gotta ease out this case of the Mondays, man. You all get me. I know you get me. Kudazos, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some red vines on your way past the commissary. I made the tree scream, or I made a tree scream. Wasn't the tree that was supposed to. What do I make of this? Dog, you gotta remember, in real life, I'm not even joking about the SCP Foundation. I'm joking about real life. Except I'm not joking. I'm serious about real life. That when you cut your lawn, the grass screams in a sonic frequency that we can't hear, but the grass screams when you cut it. The trees scream when you... The trees scream when you damage their branches. And so all trees scream. The whole problem is that this one tree refuses to scream. And that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. Everyone knows that's messed up. That's why 4521 needs to be stopped. And by stopped, I mean stop it from stopping screaming by making it scream. You get me. You get me. J. Pendragon, thank you for donating again. Is the Grim Reaper an SCP? So 4999 kind of acts like a Grim Reaper. SCP Spooky-J dresses like a Grim Reaper. There's a couple gay Grim Reapers somewhere on the wiki. I don't remember where they are. But there's a pair of Grim Reapers that are gay. I forget what article that is, but that is a canon SCP for sure. Is it 3540 is the gay Grim Reapers? Yeah, because it's called Don't Queer the Reaper. Awesome. So yeah, we got a bunch of SCP Grim Reapers. We got more Grim Reapers than we do Jizai. Leah, oh my god, hi Dr. Sherman, hello to you too. Yeah. Where was I? Back to chat. Grim Reaper, thank you for becoming a member at the Overseer tier. When we're done with stream, before I finish up for the night and crash out, I'm gonna need to upload a new early access that Synth sent me. So keep an eye on that. There'll be a new early access. It's a podcast episode, a recording of an SCP. So you'll see that later. As an Overseer and a Mobile Task Force Captain member, you get the extra behind the scenes early access. That's the words I wanted. Okay. Average Westerner, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some whiskey on your way past the commissary. Sir, 682 escaped again. Listen, I didn't want to tell you this because it was going to be a surprise. And I wanted you all to be so stoked. And so I'm revealing it now. Are you ready? Are you ready? I used a tank and pump to inject SCP-682's lungs with 420-J. And you know that whenever 682 is affected by an anomaly, it continues to blast that anomaly across the site, incapacitating people. Well, what do you think it's going to do with 420-J? Oh, we are going to have a good party tonight. Everyone's going to be so relaxed. It's going to be so good for morale. Just you watch. I'm the site director. That's why I allowed this to happen. You're welcome in advance. Craig, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Cracker Jacks on your way past the commissary. Can you use the sentient mask to stop the peanut? The sentient mask? Do you mean 035? I am not giving 035 a body that can move faster than we can see every time you blink. That's crazy. You gotta rethink your priorities, my friend. Sheeny, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as making more tea, because that sucre is bae. I believe it, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you guys go to Site42 Twitter right now, I responded to Sheeny, went out and got some of that good tea that I told you all about, and ooh, they enjoyed it very much, which is awesome. I knew they would because the tea is bomb AF. And so, yeah, not sponsored or nothing, but that little tea company, Te Bella, they make good tea. And that sucre is bae. You know. Rumari Ghost, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a big buffet tray of different hors d'oeuvres from the hotel that you can eat like nom 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 nom. When it comes to delicious Slimer-esque ghost buffets. Meh and Aiden. Hi, Doc. Me and my friends bonded over your videos. You're the highlight of my week. Love your videos. I am so happy to hear that, my friend. Tell you and your friends, Dr. Sherman says, wonderful hearing about that. Much appreciated. Take care of yourselves. Don't get caught in any containment breaches. Stay well. Secure, contain, protect. Wanted Beverage, thank you for donating again. Received a request for 2107 to be brought to the site. I think they ordered the wrong ghost drink. The wrong ghost drink. 2107, you say? 2107 SCP-420-J Diet Ghost. It is Diet Ghost, anomalous properties when imbibed. Packaged by the individual can. Within 3 to 7 minutes of ingestion, subjects begin to experience paranormal activity that often falls within the colloquial expectations of an individual being haunted by a ghost or other paranormal entity. The effect continues until an as of yet undetermined point in the breakdown of 2107 within the body. Okay, so get haunted, bro. That's how we go today. If that's what we have to drink, we are getting haunted. And I bet the ghosts will vibe with us. J. Pendragon, thank you for donating again. What would happen if the Scarlet King went into 914? Would we die? Well, I mean, if we put it on rough or very rough, I think it would just perish, which would be wonderful. But if we put it in on the neutral one, what's the neutral one? It's rough. What is it? Same? What is it? Because then it's fine and very fine. But what's the one in the middle? 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1. That's what it is. And so anything 1-to-1 or higher, Scarlet King would get the same or worse. And so I would not appreciate this test. 3 out of the 5 possibilities. America Rival, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some freedom fries on your way past the commissary. I dropped SCP-018 and it's bouncing help. Oh man, that's very stressful. You can't harsh the vibes by starting an infinite momentum rubber bouncing ball in the middle of our... That's such a case of the Mondays thing to do. You need to rest. You need to just get out of there. Let the ball fly. We'll pick it up on the other side. It'll be great. Yasley 15. Is that another edited Dr. Sherman face thing that I'm seeing right there? Are you getting crazy with the Cheese Whiz again? Is that what's happening here? It's so small on the screen I can't see it, but I'm sure it's crazy. My browser is resetting. Give me 1 minute. Getting back to the chat over here. There we go. Where's there's what Desk is saying. Yeah, we can play a little of that instead. We can change up the music today. That's fine. Let's vibe a little better. Let's calm our vibes. So let's hit that volume up. Max it out. Come on, terminal. You can do it. You can function. I believe in you. I want vibes. It's harsh on my vibes, man. It's harsh on my mellow. I don't know. Can you hear the vibes right now? Is it working? Oh, my vibes are max, so I guess that's what it is. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm pretty relaxing from it. Where was I down here? Oh, get that off my screen so I can read the chat. Rumari, thank you for donating again. Let the lizards free. Can't give more, sadly. Hey, make sure you take care of your first self, man. Do not give more than you can give. I appreciate the donos when you can support the cause, but not at the detriment of yourself. That is rule number 1. Support creators, but put your own face mask on first, especially if that face mask has a little of that 420-J in it to help you relax. Craig, thank you for becoming a Mobile Task Force Captain member. You know you're going to see that early access later. I believe you. And Grim Reaper, thank you for gifting a membership to somebody. That's what heroes do. Rolling back to the bottom of the chat to see where everyone's at. Moss, I'm glad you enjoy the videos, but watch out for that emoji spam, because Desk is quick on the uptake. A wrathful and vengeful moderator. Desk, ask like the bad cop so I can be the rad cop. DBNX, thank you for donating again. I have a proposal, 420.5-J, the Munchies. Yo, I think that's already a symptom in the 420-J document. That is a very well documented thing that happens with SCP-420-J. We've all been there. We're all there right now. Leah, Dr. Sherman, I've made a cult about yassifying you. Do you have a say in this? Man, I don't think I have a say in anything right now that you guys do. You guys are on the ball, armed and ready, and I believe in you. I mean, I can yassify myself, but I can only go so far. You guys and your little group project, you can yassify to the stratospheric levels, so I believe in the strength of your Yass Queen. Riley, you can be my rad cop, Doc. Rad cop is here for you. Rumari, thank you for donating again. Remember, don't go beyond your means here. SCP-100 has amazing machines, by the way. I once got a small transformer. SCP-100? SCP-100. Why didn't that work? What in tarnation? Let's try that again. Maybe I typoed something. Jamaican Joe's Junkyard Jubilee. An abandoned scrapyard. Roughly 5,000 square meters. Anomalous effect is through constructs. Okay, so yeah, it's got a little robots doing robot things. Okay, that's pretty interesting. It usually makes robot animals, so I'm impressed you got a transformer. Lucky, lucky. Okay, okay. That's a vibe, that's a vibe. We approve. Jalapeno Cheetos are the best, you communist. Desk. Jalapeno Cheetos are pretty good. I can't deny that. I like a little spice on my snacks. You know, we like to have a little hot chip. Taste the sounds. Does that mean Skittles was made by a cup of Joe? Taste the rainbow. I believe it. And Desk has let me know that the sound is working, at least it lightly. I hope you're enjoying the vibes. Back to the bottom of chat. How would you contain Bad Wolf from Doctor Who? So the thing about Bad Wolf is it's basically a time energy entity of combining time energy with a human being, all this emotional trauma business. And so it would have to be some sort of chronological tech to lock the time stream down to stop that from spreading. That's the way you gotta work that. Doctor, are you allowed to date SCP-682? Valken. I gotta let you know, I'm sorry to break it to you. 682 just ain't that into you. Or anyone. Unless it's in the way of murder. And so, yeah, I guess you could try, but I don't think it'd fly. Jet, thank you for what I think is your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some jujubes on your way past the commissary. Sherman, are you high right now? You seem high. High? Why would you say that? Why would you not just assume that I'm a chill guy doing chill guy things? Maybe it's because I said that it's an SCP-420-J kind of day. Maybe that's why you would make that assumption. Because it's not assumption, it's informed by very clear statements that I have made. And in that case, look at you, following evidence to its logical conclusions. What a way to go. What a way to go. That's why you work for the Foundation. That's why you're in line for a promotion, don't you know? Everyone knows that. It looks like Yasley and Leah are having a time in the chat. It seems like the Yasses are getting a little out of control. Where is Leah in the chat? Runes, I see the street scientist there in your profile picture. You know what you're doing. Runes, you drew 5175? Holy cow. Wait a minute. I want to see a 575 art. I'm going to your channel right now. I want to see the death knife. What do we got here? Posts? Yo! Yo, that's sick! Holy cow! I'm going to share that on the tweets, yo. I'm going to share that so people know the death knife is happening. Are you cool if I tweet you, Runes? Or you care if I share that on Twitter and stuff, and I'll tag your channel, I'll link it or something like that? Are you good with that? I don't want to encroach on your boundaries if you want to be not shouted out into the stratosphere, but Dog. This is so cool. Runes, you let me know if that's cool, dog. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull this off the thing for a minute so I can show the chat. Flip this camera. How do you flip? How do you flip? What'd it look like? What'd it look like? Yo, Death Knife. And the ghost of the samurai that trains him. Yo. Can you even imagine being so hardcore? This is how you get signed up at the Foundation, by working with an awesome anomalous ghost samurai to delete people from reality. Yo! SCP-5175, you share that, you go read that article, and I'm gonna, when we're done with stream, I'm gonna put that on the tweets. I'm gonna put that on the blue skies. I'm gonna put it on the threads. I gotta let people know. Ansan, you enjoy that tasty, tasty art. I know you do. Hells yeah. People making art in the world. Love to see it. So cool. Let me catch up with the donos here a minute. Let me catch up. J Pendragon, thank you for donating again. What would the Foundation do if it got its hands on the Omnitrix? Well, it would start with putting it in a box. You know we're going to put it in the box. And if it's on a person, then that person's going to have to stay in the box. But then, I'm imagining, depending on the canon in the universe, after we did some tertiary research, we would make sure that it would be on a Foundation loyal member, and we'd pull a 4051 and we'd put them on a task force, because if you could use that Omnitrix, you could contain so many anomalies. It would make life so much easier. And so that's what I think would happen. Yes, Lay, why are you wearing sunglasses? It's literally 6 p.m. It's 6:22 now. And you're in the house, or you just hate being screenshot by someone? So, it's because when you hit that SCP-420-J just right, well, your eyeballs have a bit of a reaction, and this allows me to have some plausible deniability when Daddy YouTube or the Overseer Mamas have questions for me later. It's plausible deniability. You know, I was just joking about all this, obviously. I didn't inhale. No one did that. It's all innocent. Naruto! Yo, Naruto! Thank you for your first donation to the stream. Make sure to grab yourself some tasty ramen on your way past the commissary. What if you send 096 to SCP-3001? So here's the thing. With 096, we know that it's basically immortal to a ridiculous point. We had to bathe it in acid and shoot it with machine guns and let 173 break all its bones before we were able to disabilitate it. And so, just throwing it in the slow dissolving acid dimension of 3001 will not be enough to destroy it. And we know that Scranton came back, so we know it's possible that it'll just barf him up and we'll have to deal with an acid-burned 096. So while I appreciate the idea that this is not going to fly. Seagull, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. I think it's your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some loose French fries on your way past the commissary, preferably thrown by someone who's having a very fun beach day. I'm loyal to SCP, but the GOC isn't really that bad. Listen, if we're being honest, there's some people who would believe that the GOC are actually the protagonist of the Foundation verse, because they are willing to do destroying anomalies that are dangerous instead of testing them and keeping them alive even though they breach containment and kill Foundation staff and the public. So they see us as horribly irresponsible. I understand that. We research and we contain first. We don't destroy. And they think they have the moral high ground. Sometimes it's a little hard to argue with them, man. I get it. I think they're wrong, but I see their perspective. My eyes are open to the facts of the universe, man. Jet asking, how often are we live, Dr. Sherman? So right now, we're in a streak where I'm trying to be live on the daily, at least an hour, just to come in and say hi. Because after we hit 1 million subs on YouTube, it's time I come interact with you guys more often than just 2 videos a week, 1 video a week on a slow week. Yo, it's a matter of fact that we gotta chill more, we gotta talk more. I can't nearly answer all your questions because there's so many of you. So the only thing I can do is come on stream and rapid fire with you guys. Now, my schedule is so busy with all the tests and trying to make 4521 scream and all the administrative work I have to do to run this site. So, sorry, I got distracted by my pen spinning. It was mesmerizing. And so you got to hit that bell here on Site 42 so you know when we go live. Because sometimes it's like 12 in the afternoon. Sometimes it's like 6 o'clock at night. You never know. So we just got to keep it on the down low. That didn't even make sense, man. That didn't even make sense. But it's okay. Just hit that bell and you'll make sense. Trucker, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some caffeine pills, a Red Bull, and a gas station hot dog on your way past the commissary. Do you guys use Freightliners for hauling materials or like modified trucks or ones you guys made? So we got to modify Freightliners that we purchase through our front companies in whatever way it needs to be to contain the anomaly. So like if it's a fire anomaly, we probably got to have a freezer truck to keep it chill. We have heavily reinforced trucks with very strong slash-proof tires and all that so that we can't get waylaid by a group of interest trying to rob our anomalies in transit. There's a lot of modifications that have to be done, but we have good mechanics on team, so it's not that difficult. Feels, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some pixie sticks on your way past the commissary while the browser resets here. I know this logic might be stupid, but couldn't we just try remembering what SCP-055 is not, since that's technically not remembering what it is? Well, let's say for the sake of argument that we have a 055, which I'm not really sure I believe you on in the first place. But if we had a 55 that we couldn't remember what it is, then yeah, we could think of things that it isn't. But what the dealio? How many things can it not be? It's only one thing out of an infinite things it's not. So yeah, we can narrow it down, but it's going to take until the heat death of the universe to narrow out what it actually is. Oh, there's Leah. I was supposed to look at your profile picture for something. What is that? Oh, that's an old photo. I see. That is a classic Dr. Sherman. So yeah, that's that. Dr. Plague Productions, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Dr. Pepper on your way past the commissary. Why the hell do people think I'm 049? Well, you is a plague doctor. And 049 is a plague doctor. Is that really that confounding, my friend? Do you not see the connection? I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty straightforward to me. Craig, thank you for donating again. So I found some sentient gummy bears. Help. Do not eat the sentient gummy bears. I don't care how your munchies are feeling. You cannot eat the sentient gummy bears because we have to keep studying them. So put them back where you found them, please. Holy hell! Skipping the line on the donation train, Trucker, with a very generous donation. Much appreciated. And where can you apply to be a driver? Well, listen, I would normally say we only take the best of the best of the best, and we will call you if we think you are worthy. But with that kind of generation on fundage, I believe that you already got it in the bag. I think you just got to drop your resume and you'll be good to go, brother, or sister, or themmer. Whatever your pronouns are, it's all cool, bro. D. Folk. Yeah, that one. Thank you again. I hope you enjoy whatever else you want from the commissary at that rate. Rumari, thank you for donating again. Last one. I want to know what the rules to make new SCPs. I have ideas of making or designing one. If you want to make your own SCP, the best thing you could do is watch the video on this channel. It's a compilation of SCP writing tips called SCP Writing Tips from SCP Writers. On top of which, go on the SCP Wiki and read the guides. There are essays and essays written by SCP authors to help people understand how to write a good SCP. The resources are there. The problem is writing is a hard process. It's time consuming, and a lot of people just don't have the stamina. I know I don't have the stamina. I've written like 7 SCPs, but you notice all mine are short. I make easy small stories because I don't have the oomph to write the big longies. But read the guides, understand the writing process of the SCP specific, because you can be a good writer, but you also got to learn the format of SCP writing. It's a little different, but once you can find your voice in the Foundation format, you'll be your way there, man. You'll be there. Sheeny, thank you for donating again. Other groups apparently on Team Rocket timing. Oh, they be blasting them out again. We know that. They be blasting off. Popping off, even. Lunatic. Hello. Dark Red. Have you played SCP Fragment and Wines? And if so, what are your thoughts? I have played SCP Fragment and Minds. On the last update, I got into it. And you can watch that playthrough of what they have so far here on the channel because I streamed it. And so if you go back in the streams, past all of the chat streams, office hours streams, or, go to the gaming streams playlist. Go to the gaming streams playlist, and you'll see our Fragmented Minds streams. There are 2 of them. And so you can check that out. You can see how I handled those chicken people. Bro's mustache must be an SCP. Contain it. I am containing it with my upper lip. I'm holding it down. It can't get away. I got this thing on lockdown. That's the containment procedures, and they are very special. The Fat Bijan, thank you for becoming a Site42 subscriber, as well as you, Rory. Thank you for subscribing to Site42. Muzan, SCP are fake. Well, that's just your opinion, man. Except out of character, you are correct, SCP is fake. We don't pretend that SCP is real outside of jokes and acting, because after the Slender Man stabbings, we don't want for there to be people believing in SCP so much that they stab their friends. It's not a good thing. So you agree, you're right, I agree, out of character. We always make sure to clarify that. And we're back, bro. We can see the reflection on your glasses, lol. Yeah, they're so shiny. Tamatoa is jealous of me. 'Cause my eyeballs reflect, they're so shiny. You know it. Jet. Thank you for donating again. More stuff to show hi, your act, your tone, your glasses. I don't exactly understand what you mean, but I hope it's a good one. Researcher Shriner, thank you for donating again. Did you ever collaborate with the SCP Archives podcast? I think I have. I'm pretty sure I was on the SCP Archives podcast. I've collaborated with so many people in the 10 years I've been doing YouTube. It's kind of hard to remember all the different SCP podcasts because they all have such, I'm sorry to say, generic names. And so, like, when you name yourself SCP Archives Podcast, you're going to have so many things of SCP Archives, you got to, like, differentiate yourself. It's about brand awareness, baby. King of ADHD, you were a theater kid IRL, weren't you? I plead the 16th and a half. Is it that obvious? Obviously, it's that obvious. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating the first time to today's stream. Grab yourself a nice glass of gin and tonic on your way past the commissary. And we're so back. How's the faculty on site? Report. Well, man, there was a really bad case on the Mondays, but the SCP-420-J has melted them away. Question, is Cthulhu an SCP? So, Barb, not only is Cthulhu not an SCP because it's anomalous, but it's not on the SCP database. Because it's a Lovecraft property, it's not actually SCP. But Cthulhu did audition to be an SCP in a tale, and we denied it for being too stereotypical. And of course, you got SCP-2662, which is Cthulhu Fork Off, which is an SCP where a Cthulhu-like entity hides at the Foundation on purpose because its cult is a bunch of weirdos. So that's a couple Cthulhu-esque opportunities in the SCP-verse. Oh my word. Desk, how dare you hit me with that memory right at this moment. Desk reminded me that if there was an SCP game I wanted to promote, I could promote the SCP game that I'm in. If you want to play an SCP game with Dr. Sherman involved, you can get Doki Doki Anomaly on Steam. Doki Doki Anomaly is a SCP Foundation dating sim where you can date SCP-096, SCP-682, and SCP-173. And I am your co-worker in the game. You can't date me, but I am there. And so if that's, yeah, Seagull, I agree. No 049, I'm shocked. But I'm sure they meant to maybe expand it later on. But yeah, you could, that's in there. You could play a game with Dr. Sherman right there in your ear. Although it's a text reading visual novel, so it's not really, you're not going to hear me. But it will be talking. Meanwhile, Sherm wears sunglasses at night because the sun never sets on a badass. You know the right words to say, Desk. You know the right words to say. Poke, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. And you see the DDLC reference, and you are annoyed and asexual. Hashtag. I agree with you entirely. I don't find this whole dating anomalies thing to be something we do. You're right, RK. We don't fraternize with the anomalies. But if we give people this game, maybe they're distracted from trying to do it IRL. That's the thought process. Goat Boat, Os Deutschland, and Johnny Sierra, thank you for becoming subscribers here at Site 42. Turns out I made a mistake showing you that image yesterday. Hire them to Alpha 4 Pony Express, the U.S. mail MTF unit. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Desk tells me that someone asked about Site 42 merch, and there is a Site 42 Teespring store. All of the artwork on our t-shirts that we do there is commissioned from SCP artists, and so we try to support the community and spread the wealth. Desk, you the man, you the man. Craig, thank you for donating again. Any merch, Sherman, preferably SCP-999. That's what he was talking about. I'm caught up now. I get it. I'm here. Naruto, thank you for donating again. SCP-1529 and 069. And try to sealing 069 in ice. What? Squeeze me? What, pray tell, Willis, are thou talking about? 1529 and 069, sealing 069 in ice. Well, I gotta look up 1529. Meanwhile, 069 we talked about the other day, but I already don't remember what it was for some reason or another. King of the Mountain. Ah, so that's the traveling man. I know him. That makes sense. And then one more time for 069. Let me remember what I forgot. This is, yeah, the guy who takes over dead bodies. So, we don't need to seal 069 in ice. We just need to keep him locked up. It's fine. It's fine. Meanwhile. Fields, thank you for donating again. How would Marvel's Shumagarath be contained? Shumagorath. Let me take a look-see at that, because I don't even know what that is, man. Shumagorath, comic book character. Let me sit up straight so I could do a little reading. Oh, you're making me work for it. Character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel. Oh, it's so bright. I'm glad I got my shades. Shumagorath ruled the world in prehistory, demanded human sacrifice, banished by a time-traveling sorcerer. So, first of all, I would use a time-traveling sorcerer. I mean, we have thaumaturges. They could probably do the job. Anyways, returns to Earth via the mind of the Ancient One. His disciple, Dr. Strange, is forced to kill him to prevent this. All right, so make sure we murk anybody who's trying to bring Shumagorath into reality. One of the 4 undying extra-dimensional multi-angled ones. I mean, if you exist in spatial time, then you have multiple angles. You're not just a line. You're not just a flat plane. You got angles, yo. That's everybody. That's not special. Strange, the Fantastic Four, and Salem 7, and Diablo had something to do with holding it back. Okay. Manipulates Doctor Strange into summoning Shumagorath. Creatures met by Luke Cage and the new team of Avengers. Is weakened through mystical attacks by Power Man and White Tiger and banished by Monica Rambeau. Alright, so it's a godlike ruler of nearly 100 alternate universes. Character's power to destroy galaxies and realities. The entity is described as immortal. It can manipulate reality. It can communicate with and control life across dimensions. Energy blasts from eyes or tentacles. What is with Cthulhu's and tentacles, man? It's weird. They don't gotta be like that. The entity is capable of teleportation, possesses the ability to shapeshift. So, I'm just saying, if we're gonna contain that, that's some Scarlet King level BS right there. And so we got to do what we can to make sure it can't be summoned here in the first place. That way we don't got to deal with it. But if we got to deal with it because it got teleported here in the first place, then I guess we got to use some reality anchors. We got to use some sort of thaumaturgy. We gotta. That's a lot to deal with. That's you got to bring out the big guns for that. I'm sure. Dorina, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a jelly donut on your way past the commissary. If SCP-079 was a ARM native, how would it be contained? I apologize. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what an ARM native is, or how SCP-079, a computer program, could be one. I need more elaboration, please. Jazzfunk, thank you for donating again. I believe the rot has finally reached my head. I'm inches away from the candlelight, but it's still so dark. My sight yet still dims. God, please. Interesting. Well, it sounds like a bad day, but what I would do is I would find, by candlelight, the tunnel in the darkness that leads to the rot dimension. And while there, I would battle the rot god to reclaim my corporeal form. I bet that'll do the trick. Hello, Dr. Bucket. Good to see you in the chat. Dark Red, you gotta go. Need to stop staying up late watching full length of these because the finals week is coming up. Yes. Take care of yourself and get some sleep. And you can watch the rest of the VOD at any point. I leave the VODs up so you guys can appreciate them and clip them when you find something funny or a shout out you like. So just check it out when you gotta do it. Finals are more important than Site 42. After all, if you don't complete your finals, you can't graduate from cadet school and become a full researcher. Thought Queen, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some falafel on your way past the commissary. And you want me to feed that toonie to 999? You got it, man. 999's hungry. I could give it a snack of a toonie. I'm sure 999 will be very happy with it. Dr. Sherman, I'm in a IKEA. Well, Rhino, I hope that the IKEA you're in is just a regular IKEA and not just the IKEA that we don't like existing. Stay safe. O55, welcome to the stream, and yeah, get you some 420-J. We have a case of the Mondays, and we have to do that. Uh-oh, desk. You're collecting images to show Sherman after the stream? Oh, man. Oh, man, that's going to be a lot, isn't it? That's going to be a lot. You are, Wait a minute, you're calling yourself Shermanlings? That's certainly a name. Feels, thank you for becoming a Site 42 patron. We greatly appreciate you doing the work to help support us with the operations of the site. Very nice. The Common 2010. You hungry after that 420-J? I believe you. You gotta make sure you keep yourself stuffed up because that 420-J really hits. Letty Plush, are you the biggest Dr. Sherman fan? That would make you very large indeed. I hope you're okay over there. I hope there's no gravity anomalies from being so large as a Dr. Sherman fan. Cool Skull, when did I start twirling my pen and get good at it? That happened, geez, like 12 to 13 years ago. I started practicing pen spinning just to have something to do with my hands while I was teaching ballroom dancing. So while I'm watching them dance, I'm not the one dancing. If it's a couple, I would just twirl a pen at the time. And I taught myself to twirl it one way, and I taught myself to twirl it the other way, and I taught myself to twirl it one way with one hand, and the other way on that hand. And so you just got to practice, man. You just got to practice. Researcher Shriner, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership. Pizza Portal, what's with the shades? Well, when you've been partaking of SCP-420-J, you gotta dim the room a little bit. If it gets too bright, you get problems. So you gotta ease off the light, man. That's all. Dr. Sherman, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is, it's hard to say because I got a couple favorites. For like channel business, I like mint. Mint green is the Site 42 color. But as a self-avowed theater kid and Leo, I'm also partial to yellow and gold. Pink is also high up on the list. I used to have some pink Converses, specifically strawberry milk pink, not hot pink. That's just a preference thing. Nothing's wrong with hot pink. I'm just more of a strawberry milk pink kind of guy. So yeah, those are the colors I'll go with. I'll go with mint, I'll go with yellow, I'll go with gold, and I'll go with strawberry milk pink. Man, I could really go for some strawberry milk right now. You almost missed the stream because your phone never gave you the notification. That's a tragedy, lunatic. I am glad that you did not miss the stream. Have any suggestions for SCP Containment Breach videos or YouTubers? I mean, after the 6-hour Dogma stream or video on Containment Breach, I am sure the Containment Breach is actually getting some good algorithm love, which means you could get a good thing going hopping on the Containment Breach train if you were going to do that. I imagine what you got to do is, I mean, just like any other streamer, you've got to do a good job of entertaining your audience in one way or another. And you got to be animated in some way or another. And it doesn't have to be high energy. I mean, right now, we're definitely having a low energy stream here, but it's a chill stream. And that's fine sometimes. In fact, you got to vary it sometimes. You got to do one thing one way and one thing another. That way you keep it changing. That way you keep people on their toes and entertained. Jonathan Siege. Dr. Sherman, are you legitimately high? Because I honestly can't tell. That is between me and SCP-420-J. That stays between us buddies. His regular Sherman, though. I gotta leave some mystery for you guys. If I don't leave some mystery for you guys, then you guys are gonna know all my tricks. You're gonna know all of my mysteries. And I can't take that away from you. I gotta leave you guessing. Astronovalite. This stream is so chill, and I like your sunglasses emoji. Vicial. Do you hate me for spamming SCP Wyatt's stream for fun once? I donated to say sorry. I don't remember that happening, so I'm not mad about it. Juice World and Bonnie, thank you for becoming Site42 subscribers. Welcome to staff. Cerberus, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some dog treats on your way past the commissary. I still want to fight 682. When can it happen? Listen, I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream, but I just happened to pump SCP-682 full of SCP-420-J, hoping that it would use its ability to anomalously pass anomalies that are affecting it onto the staff to see if everyone could have a good chill. And I think it worked. So, right now is not a good time to fight 682, but 682 is always ready to fight. I'm sure you'll have your moment. Oh, don't knock the lamp. We're not animated Roger Rabbit style. We can't knock the lamp like that. Can't bump it unless it's bumping. Doctor, you would never lock your favorite talking seagull in a box, right? Well, that depends. If you're on good behavior, then you can wander the site and bring happiness and morale to the staff members. That's fine as long as you don't misbehave. .682 said these hands/claws are rated E for everyone. You know it, Sheeny. You know it. Is Luna from Hell of a Boss an SCP? Well, Mallow, anything that's not on the SCP database is anomalous, but not an SCP, because we don't want to try and steal things from other creators. That's mean. So they're anomalous for sure. That's for sure. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. Constant clamoring, people shouting, I'm worried. Things were quieter before. We had almost given up. Nobody spoke. We just desperately worked on the... Ooh, that's dramatic. You're getting interesting lore over here. Better call MatPat for the lore. Drab Minotaur, thank you for your donation the first time to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some delicious pizza on your way past the commissary, because you got plenty of it in that bag of holding you borrowed. Delightful. Share it with the crew. It's 420-J day. The people are hungry for pizza. Makarov, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Aren't you that book from Doki Doki Literature Club? And you're also Keanu Reeves, which is awesome. Make sure to grab yourself some delicious Patriot Brew on your way past the commissary. Would 096 be triggered by an AI? I doubt it. Unless the AI was like super sentient. And in that case, I would imagine that it would just blow up the database. It would run in like Claude and unplug it. But I don't think AIs are going to be good enough to trigger 096 anytime soon. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. Desperately worked on the project, but now it's almost time to wake it, and the people are excited. They're too excited. They don't know. They don't understand. I don't even understand it. What have we created? What doom, a greater doom, have we wrought upon ourselves? Man, Jazz Funk is spitting. I'm enjoying this. Thank you for donating to get some fun voice acting of whatever story you're telling, because I'm enjoying it. Back to where the chat is. Cyrus YouTube, good to see you in the chat, mon ami. Let's try again. Hey, Sherman, got a friend, Carlos. Good guy, trapped in the Attack on Titan universe and has Gabby trying to kill him. I don't know what a Gabby is. I'm not familiar with Attack on Titan besides just there's some big dudes. And there's Spider-Man dudes with swords who are trying to Spider-Man sword the big dudes. And also one of the Spider-Man sword dudes can turn into a big dude. And also there's some weird time travel shenaniganery or something. I don't know, man. But if they got isekai'd, I feel bad for them because a lot of isekais don't let you come back. You got to be worried about that. But if you can find a dimensional portal that goes there, maybe you can bring them back. But that's up to you, man. Carlos sounds like he's in a bad spot, I tell you what. Justice, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some delicious peeps on your way past the commissary. Hope you had a good Easter with SCP-420-J. Oh, don't freak me out like that, man. I'm having a case of the Mondays. Trying to relax, and you're bringing that abomination into it? I had a nice Easter until I thought about that. Man, don't harsh my mellow. Zav, thank you for being a member. And very nice 729-J reaction emojis there. Very horrible, I agree. I got a question I was thinking about earlier. Is your name actually Sherman? If not, I will be disappointed. This is some lore I'm willing to drop. Yes, my IRL name is Sherman, although it's my first name, not my last name. Dr. Sherman is based on the fact that my SCP Wiki username is THEE, the Sherm. It's THEE because it's like pinky out fancy. It's the Sherm, not the Sherm. And when I wrote the Sherm is just my username for the wiki, that's all I thought it would be. But when SCP-049's article was rewritten to upgrade its quality of writing by DJ Cactus, and he had us do those voice logs to make it more immersive, because it was a free voice gig, it wasn't paid, he made Dr. Theron Sherman the name of the doctor I played as a thank you for the voice work. And so, in that way, Dr. Theron Sherman was brought to life by the rewrite of the SCP-049 article. But I'm just Sherm outside of character. Sherman. I've been living with that life for years. Got terrible nicknames my entire life. It's a weird name, and it gives you character if you have it, for sure. Real quick check-in on the desk. If you could have a room to partake in SCP-420-J, what SCP abilities would it have? I don't exactly Okay, so If you could have a room to partake 420-J in, what SCP abilities would it have? What SCP abilities would what have, my brother? What would the room have abilities if I partook of 420-J in it? Your chill spot, the room. Oh, what is the perfect room to partake SCP-420-J in? If they let me build my own partaking venue, that's what you mean. Okay, that's good. Ooh, I hadn't thought about making a room specifically for 420-Jing. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna think about that for a couple minutes while we chat. I'll come back to that. And Amber, yes, it is old-fashioned, and I am named after several family members. The name goes back for the firstborn sons for a while. Sherman after a Sherman after a Sherman after a Sherman. I don't know if there's a fifth one, but I know there are 4 Shermans at one point. Jazz Funk, thank you for 2 more donations and for continuing your story. They don't understand. Or what greater doom have we wrought upon ourselves? I've begun to see things, even when I'm not gazing through the lens, walking down the halls, looking at the prints. Suddenly my vision shifts, and I'm in a world I cannot comprehend. I am in the other world, and it is leaking into this one. Desk. I do in fact have a P.O. box. You can take down this information as I list it. It is Site 42, P.O. Box 2798, Union City, California, 94587. That is the place where you get P.O. boxes for Dr. Sherman things. I have to check the P.O. box this week, see if we got anything in. It's been a while. I gotta do work, Dr. Sherman. One thing, where's Dr. Monica Gray? Dr. Monica Gray? 94587 desk. Dr. Monica Gray, do I know her? Oh, I heard some bad news about the SC Peeps. I was on their Patreon because I was supporting their animation project. I wanted to see it happen. In fact, I was commissioning animations for the channel. You might have seen the Radiger roasts of Dr. Sherman animations we did together. So they listed on their Patreon, they sent a message that like, oh, things are going badly and we're refunding your Patreon stuff. I need to reach out to them and see if they like completely fell apart or what's going on. Because I want that show to happen and it sounds like there's been some stoppage. Very unfortunate. Jazz Funk, thank you for continuing to donate. I've begun to notice its effect. My creations, cherished by the people, and without which this project could never succeed, they are strange to me now. There is something wrong with them. It is the otherworldliness I have given to them. Hey, Dr. Sherman, what SCP-001 proposal do you think is the most probable? I assume that last word is? Well, I hope it's Lily's proposal, because I'd appreciate it if the world was going to end, that we could all just be chill about it. But, otherwise, I mean, Gate Guardian seems like top of the list. I really hope it's not Daybreaks. That's a bad time. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. A golem was found 2 shifts ago with blood and mutilation splattered across its plates. The workmen, they wrote it off as an accident. But I know better. YouTube veteran, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some slime on your way past the commissary. Sherman, what if 096, 682, and 682 are in the box? Like, if there were 2 682s? That sounds horrifying. I don't want to team up like that. I'd be very worried about that. But we know it takes 1 682 to beat 1 096. So a double dose of 682 just ain't going to go well for 096. Oh, and 173 you meant. I see. Well, they were all 3 in the same box. We know that 682 can grow extra eyes to stare down 173. So 173 is easy to beat. And then 682 already defeated 096 in combat. Therefore, it would just be a situation where 096 would eventually have to give up, and 682 would keep 173 at bay. Holy Hand Grenade. What are your thoughts on DJ Cactus's 001 proposal? Well, I don't know that I've read Cactus's 001. I know about Cactus and Sumerian's 001-J, the Broke God. And that guy's soups annoying. You got to watch out for that one. Very frustrating. Could Doomguy beat the Gate Guardian? I mean, Doomguy is pretty crazy. But, you know, the problem is Gate Guardian's like an angel or something, man. So would Doomguy even fight an angel? I'm not remembering my Doom lore. I know Doomguy fights demons. Does Doomguy fight angels too? Is that a thing? Doomguy killed God. Okay, but which God? And like, at what level was that God? There's so many. Oh, Ouroboros cycle is Cactus? I didn't know that. I've heard the name, but I've never read it because it's the longest thing in the world. I need to check it out. Dr. Sherman, please let me hold SCP-999. You know what? Shedlet Sky. Request approved. Go enjoy yourself some 999 time. It's very restful for this Case of the Mondays stream. Cerberus. Dr. Sherman, I apologize for asking so many times, but did I miss the question I asked you? I'm sorry again for asking so much. Did I miss your question? I think I answered you. You wanted to fight 682, and I said, well, not today, because 682 is enjoying the 420-J, so it won't be much for fighting. But, yeah, after 682 recovers, I'm sure it'll be grumpy and that it could use a big beat 'em up. So that'll be when you can do the thing, if that's what you're talking about. Laddie Plush, I'm subscribed because it's the only SCP channel I love. Yo, while I appreciate the love and I appreciate being your source for SCP Foundation content, I can't let you sleep on a couple other SCP channels that are awesome. First of all, you gotta check out Radiger. Radiger is a hero among SCP YouTube and TikTok. My word. You gotta enjoy a Radiger episode. Definitely check out Radiger on YouTube. You will enjoy the hell out of that. On top of which, if Dr. Sumerian is still making things, I haven't seen him upload in a bit, but Dr. Sumerian makes great little explainer videos about the Foundation. So enjoy some Sumerian time as well. Dr. Sumerian and Radiger, those are good SCP channels to be looking at. Can anyone hear what I'm saying? I hear you, Holman. I hear the whole universe right now. R420-J is illuminating the possibilities. We're hearing all the frequencies. Don't you know? Artemis Blake, thank you for donating again to the stream. What classification would the Foundation give to someone with the return by death ability from ReZero? Well, if they told us about it, because, I mean, the problem is that you can't tell anyone, and it time travels you back to your checkpoint. So it would be really hard for us to tell if someone had that power, right? But if we did figure it out somehow, then I imagine it would have to be Keter class, because that thing is just sending people back and forth and stuff like that. It makes it very difficult to keep them locked down, because they can reset and try again. So I think Ketter's the way to go. Kimberly, Sherman, are you high? All I'm saying is that when you have a bad case of the Mondays, sometimes you need the SCP-420-Js. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. Sorry for throwing all these writings at you. No worries. You know, I'm enjoying doing a little voice acting on the side too, and you've got a nice little flair for drama. Honestly, I wonder if you have written an SCP or something like that, or tried it. Craig, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, what is your favorite type of flower if you were to get one that dances? So, my favorite kind of flower in the world is a sunflower. They are yellow and adorable. And that's the one you'd more likely find one dancing, because the kind of flower I have in my house is a peace lily, because I'm a huge fan of the Cornetto trilogy. Ooh, I could use a Cornetto so bad right now. But in Hot Fuzz, Sergeant Nicholas Angel has a Japanese peace lily. And so I have one of those too, because it's a great movie and very calming as a plant. So sunflowers and peace lilies, that's the way to go. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. I'm curious, did you ever get to read Avalon? Not yet. I gotta read that one for sure. I've just been very swamped this week. A lot going on. What is your favorite flower covered? Thank you, Desk, for recapping important messages. You're a saint. Radiger hype. It is an actual fact there would be no Desk if there was not a Radiger. Another reason to thank Radiger. And if you want to catch Aldo Clef play video games, that's fun too. Yes! The Desk SCP on Twitch. That's where you watch our buddy Desk doing some gaming with Alto Clef. That is an important one to keep your eye on. Sorry, I was only thinking about YouTube, but you're a Twitch brother. Twitch brother, if you're on Twitch, the Desk SCP is there for you. You forgot Volgan, you stoned old man. I did forget Volgan and Mr. Illustrated. They are also awesome. Trust me, when my 1,000,000 sub celebration video comes out, I've got a whole bunch of shout outs for different YouTubers you got to follow in my thank you section. So be aware of that when it comes out. Hot Fuzz is your number one favorite movie? Very nice. My number one favorite movie is a Goofy movie, but Hot Fuzz and the Cornetto trilogy are all really high up there. Along with all of the works of Edgar Wright. All of his movies are absolute fire. And when Simon Pegg and Nick Frost show up, also always a good time. Cerberus, thank you for donating again. If I was ever captured, how would you plan to contain me and what classification would you give me? Well, I imagine you would be fairly easy to contain because you are just a big puppy with several heads. And it's not like you're unphysical or transportory or something. Plus, we could give you a sack of treats to keep you benign. That's what I learned from Zagreus. Poke, thank you for, is this your first donation to today's stream? I saw you were here earlier, but I don't know if you donated to the stream. I'm keeping track of things. I'm certainly keeping track of things, that's for sure. Yeah, first donation of the day, so thank you. Make sure to grab yourself some delicious nachos on your way past the commissary. Hey, Sherm, can you end this stream by reading SCP-420-J, please? I've heard it's a good one to end on. I've never heard of that anomaly. Maybe it's an interesting way to end an evening. It is fairly short. And so you made a nice donation, so maybe I'll do my favorite SCPs like I always do. Then I'll do that before the credit song. And oh my gosh, it's always so funny when I end stream by switching the camera and then doing the credit song. There's always so many people who don't understand the credit song. Yeah, I've been doing it for so long, and yet people are just like surprised by the singing coming in. But that's cool. You all know what the credit song is, and so you're ready for that. Okay, all right. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. I would recommend Avalon whenever one is in the deep Mondays. It can work wonders on one's mood. Ooh, I like the way you think. Maybe I'll have to check that out. The Cure to Pestilence. Welcome to your first time on a Site 42 stream. Where am I here? Best N, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, maybe? If it is, you can grab yourself some Krabby Patties on your way past the commissary. Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. Also, if you're dabbling in VA work, I may have a use for you. Is there somewhere I can go to find business-related communique? Yeah, I got a business email. If you want to reach out for stuff on that, we can talk business. scpsite42@gmail.com. Just please only email me for business reasons. I do not consent to roleplay emails very often because I get so many and it's hard to keep tabs on everything. I gotta focus on work and the work email. You know what I mean? So just use that email responsibly, please. Let me look up something real quick. Okay, I got that saved for later. Wink. Nicholas, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a hoagie on your way past the commissary. How's it going, Sherman? First discovered you through the If X Was an SCP series on TikTok. Don't remember which one. Well, thank you for being along for so long. Well, thanks for being a part of the Site 42 community. After we get through this whole budget shortfall situation caught up and stabilized, what with the Overseer slashing our budget and Dr. Moon running away with a quarter of our anomalies to another site with some sort of promotion they got, reducing our budget even further. Once we get out of this hole, once we work out the budget shortfall, I want to get to writing that series again. I've got new and improved plans for it. Not just a short containment video, but stuff with behind the scenes on how it relates to different SCPs. A little bit of a hypothetical containment situation. I think that'd be cool. Feels, thank you for editing your membership to the higher tier. Hot diggity dang. Much appreciated. Speaking of budget, sheesh. That's what heroes do. Jazz Funk. Thank you for donating again. Oh God, I would hate being swamped with roleplay DMs and email of all things. I'll be very conservative with my emailing, don't worry. It's a vibe. I try to be nice and kind, but it's something where, like, just in general, make sure that people consent to the messages you are sending them. Otherwise, it can get awkward. Even if it's just an innocent roleplay, sometimes people are, busy and swamped by a lot of voices in their head. And you can't stack on top of that too difficultly without knocking something over. Dean Winchester, can you get a shout out, please? It looks like the answer is yes. Random Fandom, thank you for being a member. As always, we appreciate ya. Given the stream has effects for talking about certain anomalies won't make them kill you, how do you contain the pictogram one? Given it can phase through walls, do you just hope for the best? Yeah, that's basically it. If the only thing we can do is not summon it, basically, because if you summon it, you're done for. So all we can do is not summon it. Jonathan Turner, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a delicious piece of garlic bread on your way past the commissary. Do the O5s know that you're smoking SCP-420-J? Listen, number one. I don't narc on you. You don't narc on me. Ignore all the times I've narked on you because I'm your boss and I'm supposed to keep tabs on things. Ignore that and just don't narc. Be chill. And it's off work hours. It's after 5. We're just hanging out. We're vibing. You get a case of the Mondays, what you do? You do things to recover your mana, your stature, your stance, your stamina bar. You gotta do what you gotta do. Dr. Scott, I have a serious question. Did you ever get bullied? Because I'm being bullied at school a lot and I need some tips. I love your content, really helped me be happy again. Well, first of all, I'm glad my content is helping in any way. If I can brighten someone's day, it's like a butterfly effect that makes the world a better place at large. Now, honestly, I don't know a whole lot about bullying because I was not really bullied in school, nor did I bully people. I was just kind of antisocial back in my school days. I had a small amount of friends. I did theater and chorus and had friends like that. A big thing I can suggest is making sure to join clubs that have mutual interest that you can make friends at. Because when you have friends and you have numbers, normally bullies are scared off of that. They like to pick on a loner. So if you have a group of friends to stand by your side, that helps deter vultures who want to come after a small, alone person. That's the first thing I would suggest. Secondly, I was just talking about not narking to the O5s, but I got to be honest, sometimes a good narc is what you have to do. You got to get that person's superior teacher / principal. You got to get evidence of what's going on. You got to get someone to corroborate your story and get that person chastised and punished properly so that they stop acting in an antisocial manner. Those are my 2 tips. I apologize I don't have more. It's not really my world, but possibly any sort of teacher or guidance counselor you have who you could talk to in confidence first and might have better advice that they can give you confidentiality before you make a move. That's also a good idea. I hope this helps to the best of my ability. Feels, thank you for donating again. Is the Discord locked to a specific Patreon level? I can't get it to work. So, before I say anything about the Discord, remember, because of how busy I've been the last couple of years, I'm not using it very much at all. I'm barely there. The mods are still running it on my behalf, but I am the absent father of that Discord server, unfortunately. That being said, it is open to anyone who can find the link. You just have to follow the rules. And in the rules, there is a passphrase that the mods will let you in to prevent raids and people who are under the age of being allowed to use the Discord server, because in the SCP Foundation wiki, as well as Discord servers, you have to be of age, otherwise it's not cool. But the only thing that's locked behind Patreon level in the Discord is there is one channel for patron-only chat. And that one specifically alerts me when people talk in it. So if people ask me in that chat, I hear about it. But other than that, so yes, there's nothing keeping you out of the Patreon due to Patreon, or Discord due to Patreon. You just gotta have the right link. I know there's an expired link on the author page for my my SCP author page. I have to update that. But the YouTube videos, the ones that aren't live streams, have the link. Where was I? Jazz Funk, thank you for donating again. And yeah, it's SCP-Site42@gmail. Easy peasy. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Wait, that was you? I did 096 guard duty for a week. Hey, that's a pretty easy gig. You just don't look in the window and it's fine. I thought that was a pretty good character building exercise for you. You're welcome. Daddy Pudding, thank you for donating for the first time to today's stream. You can have yourself some tapioca at the commissary. The Dad Father, an entity sat in an armchair. Its jokes warp reality, becoming fact. Why is the Earth flat? It's 80% non-carbonated water equals flat Earth. That's crazy. I would be worried about that. We would have to, not only is that Keter, but it's reality warping. That could cause a lot of problems. You got to be careful with that. Jet, thank you for donating again. Do we have sleep-inducing drugs? It's 3 a.m. Well, you know, the 420-J does get you sleepy at the end of the night. But I'm sure we have some sleeping pills at medical. You just got to talk to medical. They give them out like candy because of the night terrors. You know how it is working at the Foundation. Zerdrin, congratulations on 21 months of membership. I don't know why it told me that right now, but that's cool that it did so. Death Strength 12, I can't answer your question if you don't ask it. I mean, all I can see is please answer my question. I need an answer. That is the answer. Ah, okay. You canceled it earlier because you wanted to set it the first of every month. That makes sense. Good to know. Let me text something right here. Where was I? I'm checking out Sans. Sans, thank you for donating to Site 42's stream for the first time right now. Make sure to grab yourself some hot cats on your way past the commissary. I was summoned, even though I am technically an anomaly, I'm fine, right? Listen, monsters going containment. You should understand that better than anyone. You have your whole anomalous thing going on, and so be cautious about that, because you're going to go in a box really quick. Cyrus, do yourself a solid as well. Anytime I do a P.O. box opening video, I always put the P.O. box in there as well. So find any P.O. box video, mailbox episode, and you can get the P.O. box from there if I am not live to tell you or Desk is not around to tell you. So keep that in mind. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Did you find a level 2 key card laying around for no reason? I have not seen one. Be cautious. Also, Cyrus, Desk is sharing with you the P.O. box in the chat, so look out for Desk's mod message. Carlos, I see your email popping up in my notifications. I'm going to have to look at that after stream, of course, but I'll answer the emails when I get to that point in the evening. Ghosty, you're going to explode? Well, be careful where you do that. Could be dangerous. Why not guitar? Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some banana bread over at the commissary. Hope things are going well. Pick yourself up some peanut butter bread from the commissary. Looks like it's been a Monday. Oh, has it been a Monday? You better believe it. Well, that's why we're recovering from our case of the Mondays with a 420-J hangout. Pull up some anomalous fluid. Let's have a time. The Douglas, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Congratulations on another rotation around the Earth. No one saw that. Everything's fine. Nothing's ruined. Gengar, do you love your job? I adore my job. Working at the Foundation is a fantastic, fulfilling career. And as someone else asked, how long have I been working at the Foundation? I've been with the Foundation since about 2013. And so we're just chugging along, containing and experimenting and protecting, containing, and securing. Your average YouTuber and Shelly fan. Hello to both of you. Sans, thank you for donating again. I'm one of the escaped and diseased. I know how it feels to be in a cell. Uh-oh. If you're on the run, you better be careful, because we might be coming for you. Fizzy Freak, what did you contain on that repo mission? Let me see something real quick. Ka-chow, ka-chow. Chicka-chicka. Hey! Question history for death strength. I need to remember that that works. I need to check on that more often. If 173 sees 096, would 096 win because it's looking at 173 now, or would 173 win because 096 doesn't have time to look at 173? I need the answer. Oh, and it's Death Star, not Death Strength. I see. So, In a 173 versus 096 fight, you got the deal that 173 doesn't have eyeballs, so it can't see 096's face. So 096 doesn't activate, it's going to lose the fight because it's just going to be broken again and again and again. So, yeah, that's a pretty straightforward one there. I want to make a Broken Masquerade plus Silent Era canon because of the budget cuts. So what are the 05s so I know how to add them to my story? So there's a page that's a database of the 05s and the multiple different iterations of them in different canons. So you can check that out to iron out exactly which 05 you want from each canon. Although some of them are related, so it's important to keep 05s together if they are story making sense like that. Sans, you asked what's our latest attempt to make the tree scream? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to lull it into a false sense of security with SCP-420-J. And when the tree is nice and relaxed and chill and happy, that's when we strike. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. Feels, thank you for donating again. Are you okay with me using your audio in my animations as long as I credit you? I just want to make sure you're okay with that. Yeah, totally. Make sure to tag me and credit me. That's cool. Hell, I want to see them, so that'll be cool. Yeah, make it happen. Oh, repo is the game repo, Desk informs me. Gosh, I am out of the YouTube gaming sphere right now with all business going on, so I have not experienced repo yet. Didn't you plan to hang out with the people in the SCP Foundation of VR chat? You had to reschedule or something. I'm wondering if I missed it. You must have missed it because I did do a hangout with the SCP VR chat. Yeah, they gave me a tour and everything. It was cool. That was a while ago. But yeah, I remember doing that. Oh man, I'm sorry you missed it. It's mostly just Mega Man stuff in Gmod? Dude, I am such a Mega Man fanboy in the old school gaming sense. Mega Man X was one of my favorite games as a kid. Oof, good stuff. Classic. And yeah, Deska has an animation about the #1 doggo using my voice somewhere. Or a video, not an animation. Wait a minute, let me look at something real quick in here. I gotta find ya. And I gotta check ya. And, Desk, I don't know what you're talking about with a pin. Did I miss something? Did I pin something by accident? Oh, I pinned something by accident. My bad. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to pin that question I was answering. I was just grabbing it. Thank you for telling me, Desk. Haha. Lol, stream fails. Dr. Pin Darwin. Funny of you to donate for the first time to the stream exactly after I make a pin failure. Congratulations. Make sure to grab yourself some Cheese Whiz on your way past the commissary. What would 096 do if I kill Abel, being looked at it? Also, which SCP would like Dr. Pepper the most or least? So... So the thing about 096 is that if your brain contains an image of its head, then you're going to get got. And so if you're immortal and respawn, it's going to keep getting you until you don't know about 096 anymore. And that means that I believe that Abel would have to respawn and self-lobotomize to banish 096's face from its consciousness before he could be safe again, before it could be safe again. That's what I bet would happen, hypothetically. Also, our friend 999 obviously likes Dr. Pepper the most, except for me, because I like Dr. Pepper the most, but I'm not an SCP at all. Don't ask any questions about that. So yes, I'm saying 999. And as for likes it the least, I'm going to say 343 because that guy sucks. And so, of course, 343 would not like Dr. Pepper. Oh, that smooth jazz. Feels good. Aspie Alex, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Twinkie Wiener sandwich on your way past the commissary. How would you contain a conscious 10-year-old somehow made of pure uranium? Asking for a friend. Well, if it's made of uranium, we have to use proper hazmat procedures. But otherwise, we just stick it in a lead room and we're pretty good, right? That seems pretty straightforward. Sans, thank you for donating again. Excuse me, I was there, 2 of me. Well, we'll just need twice as many boxes for you, won't we? Easy peasy. Well, Aspie Alex, it doesn't matter if the child wants to escape, because if it's anomalous, it goes in the box. Enough said. End of story. Mission complete. No other ways. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. Honestly, does anyone here even know SCP-2699? It's kind of a lower-end SCP in terms of popularity. Well, I'll tell you what, off the top of my head, I don't remember SCP-2699, but my head is full of so many SCPs and designations, I gotta look it up. Just a quick, just stopping by, Venomous Hybrid will make your way through, passing by, nice and peacefully. Where was I looking? 2699, that's what it was about. SCP-2699. Counterfeit creatures. It's a collection of 4 sentient creatures of varying species. The creatures have similar appearances to known species. However, they appear to have been heavily mutated. Similar to a striped skunk. It had a stone tool. A humanoid creature similar to a South African male human. Wearing a poncho and a sombrero and a fake mustache for some reason. Creature similar to a juvenile African elephant. And a off-brand velociraptor. Why are they copyright of these particular creatures? 4 items on request of employer. Eden Creations. List of defects to each entity. And then there's a sideways document. Well, I've never heard of this one before. This is new to me. But hey, that's not too crazy. Oh, I'm being told by Desk that Uranium Kid containment is answered in the Ouroboros cycle as well. So you could check that out. Dr. Pin, thank you for donating again. Another question. What would happen if 049 found and cured the pestilence? Well, I believe it'd be a lot more chill as an entity. Maybe it'd stop trying to murk and zombify so many researchers in D class. Could be nice. Sans, no, I meant how is there two of me? Did you guys clone me or something? Oh no, Sans, you don't gotta worry about that. You know how it is with multiverses. I mean, you're a traveler of the multiverses from what I'm told. And time resets and all that BS. So, yeah, you just gotta... Sometimes there's two of you. Sometimes there's two of me. There's a lot of me out there. And they're all pretty chill guys. With great taste in fashion. And harmonious singing voices. So we're all very lucky for that. Axel's Tavern, thank you for being a member. And I'm glad you made your tree scream. Hopefully soon we'll make ours tree scream as well. Boopy Cutie, can we cosplay you? I don't know, can you? What is the essence of Dr. Sherman cosplay? If you can make it happen, I would love to see it. If you got a way to make that happen. What is the vibe that you be going for? You get the lab coat, or you're going to put on facial hair? Maybe some sick glasses? Obviously, you got to spin the pen. That's a big deal. People will realize it from the pen. When I'm walking around a convention floor, I put on my lab coat. Obviously, I'm me, so that's kind of like a giveaway. But also, I spin that pen. And that's how people know, oh man, that guy's the real deal. Winter the Ice Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a snow cone on your way past the commissary. How would you contain an ice dragon like me? Well, we would need to create heat in a manner that would contain you. If we set up a perimeter of fire and you started to melt, I'm sure you would avoid the fire. And therefore, just like we keep 457 in a room that is fireproof, it would be keeping a snow dragon in a hot room with a safe place in the center. Extremely important question. Do we have an anti-memetics division? As far as I know, there is no anti-memetics division. But... I mean, there is no abnormalities division either, and that comes up frighteningly often for something that doesn't exist. So always stay curious. You never know. Brandon, we are not putting 035 on 096 because we know it would take control of 096. And we are not giving it a basically undestroyable body. That's a terrible plan. Desk, the hell is the anti-memetics division? I know. They probably just mean the memetics division. That makes sense to me. That's what I bet they're doing. Uh-oh, looks like a frisk got desked. Gotta be cautious there. If you are playing games with Desk will drop the hammer. Menace Error, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Cheez-Its on your way past the commissary. Oh, Cheez-Its, that sounds good. Oh, I gotta remember that at the end of stream. Help, I let out every SCP. Well, that's fine right now. I mean, right now we're having a great, relaxing SCP Foundation SCP-420-J day. And so all the SCPs are just chilling. Here's a question for the chat. from me to you. What anomaly would you most like to enjoy SCP-420-J with? Who would you like to 420-J blaze it? That's a great question for you guys. Caden, I'm glad you enjoy our videos here at Site42. We are providing the best anomalous entertainment we possibly can. Sherman, what do you use to look up SCP? Well, I use the SkipNet database's version of Google, which is also called Google. And then I type in SCP and whatever keywords I'm looking for. So it usually works out pretty well. If that doesn't work for what I'm trying, I also go on the SCP Wiki and I check the tags, because the tags will usually help me find the kind of SCPs that I want to look at. The desk would want to enjoy 420-J with the desk. An anomalous, reality-bending, fourth wall-breaking, mahogany desk. Yeah, that'd be pretty chill, I believe that. Brandon wants to blaze it with the reluctant dimension hopper. That ain't a bad idea. That one's pretty chill. Unfortunate that it would disappear halfway through the sesh, though. Winter the Ice Dragon, thank you for donating again. I'm not made of ice, I can breathe out freezing air. Oh, I see. I see, and so that case we would just need... So then you're like a normal dragon when it comes to the biological stuff. That's even easier to contain, man. We just gotta set up our dragon protocols. We have plenty of SCP dragons. If you look up SCP dragon, besides the paper dragons, they don't count. Ooh, that's a sad one. Yeah, dragons, man, they're just flesh and blood creatures. You gotta tie the wings down. You gotta handle all that kind of business. It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe. We could contain dragons in our sleep. The Kill Woman, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some bonbons on your way past the commissary. Hello, 42. Do you want to say hi and some ideas we could try to contain 682 and 5001? I'm sure McCain would also help. Let's try a back of holding bomb on 682. So, we have made the executive decision as a foundation to break our We Don't Destroy Anomalies rule for 682. So, unfortunately, we're not containing it anywhere where it might be able to get out to after it lives a long, long life. Now, if we could get McCain to help, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, has never been very friendly to us at the Foundation for doing what we need. So in that case, I would be worried about anything that isn't just us doing our job and getting it done. Aspie Alex, thank you for donating again. My brother loves 999. What's its favorite cookie? So for 999, I mean, does it have a favorite cookie? Does it have its favorite children? 999 eats all sorts of sugary treats all the time, but I would venture to say probably a pure, one of those sugar cookies, where it's a sugar cookie, but they also put the sprinkles on top of it in crazy colors, because then it's visually appealing as well as just chock full of sugar with sugar on top of the sugar. That's my guess. Winter the Ice Dragon, thank you for donating again. How would you contain giant transforming robots that can hide in plain sight? Well, we contain a lot of things that can hide in plain sight. And, you know, giant transforming robots are harder to hide in plain sight than you would think, unless these are like Autobots and Decepticons. They can turn into vehicles, which makes them harder to track, but they can only turn into one vehicle. It's not like they're transforming into multiple forms all the time, so that makes them easier to chase down. So, as long as we can get that down, and especially an electromagnetic pulse usually does the job for robots like that, we could probably handle that. Snorlax, the #1 best Pokemon of all time. Yo. #1 best Pokemon, everyone knows it. Snorlax along with Munchlax, super boss. Thank you for donating. Make sure to grab yourself some berries on your way past the commissary. I'm hungry right now. Got any D-Class or Chaos Insurgency I can eat? And also, what's your favorite Pokemon? Well, now you know. And if you don't know, then you know. Worst SCP you personally had an interaction with? Well, Craig, thank you for donating again. And I'm gonna say the worst SCP that I've hung out with? Probably... I'm gonna say 729-J. 729-J. You know which one I'm talking about. Let's not harsh our buzz talking about that one anymore. The Ant 7, hello to you as well. Yo, did you see Site-14 is mad with one of your researchers? I really could care less about what Site-14 thinks about anything right now. Have you seen their containment record? Oof, terrible. Is this why it's called Site-42? I don't understand what you... Oh, because of the 420-J. No. That's just a coincidence that we appreciate. I see what you're laying down now. Sans, thank you for donating again. Actually, all Transformers can transform into several different cars or different vehicles? What? Those jerks. Man, they're trickier than I first thought they were. So, still, I mean, if you're running in the middle of the desert highway and you see a car turn into a different car, or you see a different car down the road than the one you were chasing, that makes it quite interesting, not really to catch them, because it's right there. It's a car, it's there, and they always have the same color scheme anyways. Man, our chat is just full of papyruses and sanses right now. What is happening in the chat? I've seen like 2 papyri, and sans is everywhere. What is going on? Wild. Best place to work, Doc. Thanks for the snacks. You know it, Craig. No site beats Site-42. Site-14 can eat it. And by it, I mean a bag of glizzies. I'm sure they're starving for that. This might be the gayest man in the U.S. I mean, I am a theater kid. I get that a lot. And, but unfortunately, I am an asexual researcher, which is why I'm so bothered by you all trying to fraternize with the anomalies. You shouldn't do that. It's against protocol. If you could use the philosopher's cheese on an object of your choice, what would you choose? Oh, Desk, that's a good question. So it would have to be both a rare and luxury object. It has to be something that's very... We need something that's worth, like, this is like the thing. So my first thought is like the Hope Diamond. Let's make the Hope Diamond cheese. That could be fun. Rat, Ace representation in the chat. Congratulations. Word up. Protolog, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a bucket of crawfish on your way past the commissary, and you became an annual patron yesterday. Well, thank you very much for doing so. You are appreciated not only by me, but by the rest of the Site-42 staff. And Sen with the Ace rep as well. Rock on. Continuing on, Protolog. How opinion on SCP-6431? Personally, I quite like its concept, but it could have been expanded on. 6431. Let me check it out. Also, I see there are a couple donos that I missed that I will be going back to. Don't you fret. The Canadian Mail Void. It's a large brick building, isolated area, Western Alberta, Canada. Building shows signs of neglect and abandonment, inside and out, no indication of residency or several decades. Broken building, mail processing facility, processing Nexus 343, hate that number. Connected to the processing of mail and packages. 6341 is related to affected interaction with individual personal data. What are we doing here, guys? 6341 people have the possibility of becoming part of what has been referred to as the mailing list. Personal information, names, addresses, or other identifying information that is carried in or spoken loud inside 6341 increase the possibility with no certain minimum or maximum limit. The list has no physical presence. More and more mail will be delivered at that time of day every day. Time appears to be random to each affected individual. Dangerous, anomalous nature of the mail's contents. Oh yeah, this is not good. I don't like that. That is incredibly annoying to contain. I don't know what you believe needs to be expanded. It's a pretty straightforward anomaly, mailing people random anomalous things. If anything, I don't want it to be expanded because then there will be more problems. Unk, do you like roasted or fried chicken? I am a fried chicken guy all the way. Give me some good fried chicken. Here for it. And especially doing a little fried chicken and waffles. Oh my word, oh my word. If I went to Dragon Con in Georgia, and when you're in Atlanta, oh, the chicken and waffles hits so hard. Oh my word. I love me some chicken and waffles, but it never been the same since hitting that in Atlanta. Believe you me, you ever got the opportunity, you hit it up. Where was I on those donos I mixed? Winter the Dragon, thank you for donating again. Blitzwing can change his color from his jet mode and tank mode. Dang those Transformers! Why are they so tricksy? Nobody asked for this. I bet it's just so they can sell more toys. That's my hypothesis. Sans, thank you for donating again. My multiverse is creeping into yours. How are you going to stop all of us? Well, honestly, for me, when it comes to containing Sans, my first thought is that you're like a weird science guy and we're like weird science guys. It'd probably be a super hype team up. And we'll give you plenty of ketchup. That's my deal. Do you accept? Dr. Sherman offers you ketchup for doing the research. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Wait, it is me and 049. We're going to grab food real soon. Oh, yeah. Bring us back something on the other. Sans, Alphys is the weird science guy. Yeah, but we already know that Sans has some background in sciencey weirdness different than Alphys' sciencey thing. Because Alphys isn't even really that good at science. Alphys caused all the problems. So yeah, that's on that. Greg Fisher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some onion rings on your way past the commissary. Hey, so I'm a researcher at Site Redacted, and all of our comms failed, and all of our documents are saying that we work at Site Null Zero and that we don't exist. Mind telling the O5 Council and sending a mobile? You know what? It does sound like you're having some issues. As soon as everyone over here sobers up, we'll have that right to you, buddy. Did Site 42 have anything to do with the death of the Pope? Listen. Listen. The Catholic Church has its own anomalous BS going on. We just liaise with them. And maybe it was about time for a change of guard that we could have done something to influence. But if we did, no, we didn't. And you didn't know about it if we did, which we didn't. Merp, you seduced the water nymph by putting beer in its fountain for a test? Number one, we don't... You're doing some real weird getting someone messed up to get with them thing. I don't like that. That's not chill vibes, yo. We care about consent when it comes to that, especially when you're not even supposed to be fraternizing with anomalies in the first place. And also, the water nymph is not going to consent because it's going to drown you. That's what the water nymph does. So, best of luck breathing water, bro. Sands, thank you for donating again. You said ketchup, I'm in. That's how we make deals, baby. Zakinator, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Pringles on your way past the commissary. Also, BVR Sweet, thank you for becoming a Site 42 subscriber. Could the end of the universe kill 682 or no? I believe 682 could actually survive the end of the universe because it's only a piece of... Ooh, Charlie Horse, leg cramp. Oh, ow. Terrible fate befalls me. Why? Suffering. Succotash. Oof. Where was I? Yes. So, as I was saying, because 682 is canonically, at least in some universes, an entity that's only dipping an aspect of itself into our universe, the bulk of it is outside of our universe, therefore it is out there. No, Amber, funnily enough, it was the good leg that got a cramp. Unfortunate. A Karen, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some chili fries on your way past the commissary. Protologue, thank you for donating again. And Jonathan, thank you for donating again. I'm back from taking care of that thing with the holy man in white. It was a success. We didn't do nothing. We did not need regime change in the Vatican for any reasons. Do we... Oh, is this the Pacific Rim one? Yeah. So if we really have to battle giant robots, we will pull out 5514. You're right, Desk. Way to think on your feet. Obviously, we use a Jaeger to fight a Transformer. Site 42 staff, I just want to give you a quick word of warning. We are in the 20-minute zone of the end of today's stream. We are 20 minutes from the finale. Just want you to be aware. Also, make sure you hit that like button. We want to push that as high as we can in the limited time we have left. Gaming Sentinel, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some beef jerky on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Green is eating all the donuts again. Well, that's rude. I mean, I understand the 420-J hit and you want them donuts. But man, Green's gonna have a stomachache after that. Oh well. Greg, thank you for donating again. Hey, so this is Site-0 again, and an 05 council member just showed up and said his doppelganger is the fake, and to enact final protocol redacted. And also SCP-420-J isn't, please advise. Y'all's universe has that many SCPs? That's gotta be exhausting. I do not want to be in a world with 22,000 SCPs. Acheron, the Foundation's weak. Join us, overthrow them. Thank you for donating again and strengthening us. No, Dr. Sherman, regarding my donation, I think you got the wrong SCP. I'm on the site, and 6431 is No House in New Orleans, the one underneath the cafe in Louisiana. Did I transpose a digit? It wouldn't be the first time I did that, and it certainly wouldn't be the last. Okay, yes, you are correct. I typed the wrong numbers. Oops. Okay, so in this case, oh wow, this is extremely short. I don't think I've ever seen an SCP that's 3 sentences long before the exploration log. This is kind of crazy. So it's level 2 classified, safe class, disruption class Kennick, risk class warning, special containment procedures. The morning call cafe has been closed. No person, civilian or otherwise, are to enter. Description: it's an extra-dimensional space located underneath the morning call cafe in New Orleans, Louisiana. SCP-6431 is accessed through a sinkhole in the back room of the cafe. Radar scans have revealed the space to be predominantly empty with only infrequent, unidentified movements detected within. Exploration video log transcript. Exploration team, Mobile Task Force Row 23, codename Vinyl Scratchers. Insane that it's an underground space, but we didn't send the mole rats. Interesting. Okay, so they checked in, they proceeded. There are forks in there. It's a red room. Sunrise is visible, giving it a red tint. Don't think we're inside. Weird-ass neighborhood. No kidding. What's with furniture? What about the houses? I mean, it's a space under New Orleans. Isn't that already weird? Why is that weird? You really don't know? Oh, right, water. Yeah, because it is under the water table. We're not alone. Granite, still moving. You good? Oh, Granite's a code name. Got it. Oh, you're the team leader. What are you talking about, team? You know, the exploration. Just step away. Stop following me. You. So did it make Granite forget who he is? Where have you been? I told you to be back before dinner. I was out with some friends. Acting like a mom. Follower. Huh. Weird. I can understand, like you said, that it's a good article, but it could use some more. I can see that it's a decent idea, but like, okay, we went under there and we started thinking we were other people, I guess. Yeah, I guess I do want more. But I don't know more of what. I have to think about it a little bit. All right, thank you for getting that correction in so I could check it out for real. Hunter Phil, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some toast and jam on your way past the commissary. Hey, so I heard you contain anomaly stuff. Well, I would like to turn myself in. Anytime I fall asleep, I enter alternate universes. I know they're not dreams because I keep what's on me every time. Last time I kept a holographic PC. So, that's going to be hard if you enter other universes, but we could probably give you a tracker that links you to different Foundation frequencies so that you can find the Foundation in each universe and ask for help. Maybe that's the way to do it. Rowan Bowers, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member of Site 42. Popping in, waiting for the 420-J to start hitting. Oh, man. You enjoy your 420-J hits. We have been here for near 3 hours just vibing. Oh, man, when you got a case of the Mondays, some days you just got to hit that 420-J. Greg, thank you for donating again. Wait, have you encountered the sphere and enacted public protocol redacted? When are you? My amigo, I don't remember encountering the sphere and activating any public protocol. When are you? When does this happen? Is this the distant past? Is this a different... What's going on, bruh? Esmeralda Wolfie, thank you for being a Site 42 member. Would you consider the works of H.P. Lovecraft and SCP, considering it did start a whole religion in cults? So because it's Lovecraft and it's not on the SCP database, it is considered an anomaly, but not an SCP. Definitely, if it were in the SCP verse, it's something we would have to study very carefully. Goodbye, SCP-999. I hope you're having a chill time on your side of the wing right now with plenty of candy. 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 Ignited Golden Freddy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on your way past the commissary. Can you contain me or Tricky from Madness Combat? So for a Golden Freddy, because it's spectral in most canons, it would need to be some kind of reality anchor or a thaumaturgical situation to contain a ghost. Ghost! If you had a physical body, we could contain you in multiple ways like that. And if you're on fire, and that's important for you to be alive, well, that would make life more difficult, because we could just put you out if that were the case. Tricky from Madness Contact, I'm not knowledgeable about. I would have to look up Tricky real quick, but a quick couple messages from our buddy Desk. Number one is Telekill Alloy could be another way to help out containing ignited Golden Freddy. Yes, it could. And from the Desk, both Desk and I only speak English. And so, unfortunately, Desk cannot moderate in other language, which means we have to be worried if anything we can't read would break moderation rules. So please type in English so that me and Desk can understand it. That is something to take care of for our community, since we cannot keep tabs otherwise. Remicus Prime, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chocolate eclairs on your way past the commissary. And that's right, I need to, Nope, that didn't work. Real quick, let me scroll, touch. Sans. It says, how many super chats have I sent? But for some reason, your chat messages aren't showing any super chats. That's confusing. Is that the same sands? It looks like the same sands. Because I see one. I see 2, 3. My desktop is lagging, so it's just taking a minute. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, it looks like. It looks like the answer is 7. And of course, it's lagging on the way back down. Of course it is. Well, in the meantime, I could check it in here. Hunter Phil, thank you for donating again. Would the burning of some SCP-420-J like sage help to placate 682? Well, you might not have been here, but I pumped 682 full of 420-J earlier. And that, whenever it gets affected by an anomaly, it usually shoots it out and affects everybody on site. And it did that, and the whole site is a groovin'. Serious case of the Mondays needs a serious solution. Desk, thanks for helping out. And reminder, we have 7 minutes left on stream, everybody. 7 minutes. Eggish, first time chatter, welcome to the stream. And I was wondering if you know of any good SCP podcasts for me to listen to while doing work. Well, of course, you can listen to the Site 42 podcast. If you're on here on YouTube, the Sherm's Great Skip Dictations master playlist is all of our audio-only SCP document readings. So you can just scroll down that and see everything we've done recording audio SCPs for the listening. I would also suggest the Volgan and SCP Illustrated for their SCP articles and storytellings for podcast worthy. I know Volgan just started his own Spotify because he was being impersonated, so he did his own. And then I need to update the Site 42 podcast on the podcast apps. I've fallen behind a bit on that. I need to do some uploads. But the version on YouTube is up to date. Greg, thank you for donating again. I know it's going to be hard to hear, but we're from your distant future. We are from the year 1992. Please, for the love of reality, contain SCP-2K. This is very confusing, because the distant future and 1992 are incongruent. We are in 2025. So that's not the distant future. That is, in fact, the past. Meanwhile, SCP-2K is one of ours. We built and maintained that. So, how? I'm so confused. Greg, you might be hitting that 420-J too strongly. Dr. Scott, I started watching your vids when I was 7. I'm 15 now. Oh, yes. The old man-inness is hitting. The old man-inness is hitting. And then there was another one here. Jasmine, I'm glad you enjoy our videos. We're doing our best here. Remicus, thank you for donating again. How would you contain Unicron from the Transformers universe? For things like Unicron or Galactus, where they're eating planets, we have to mainly redirect them to other planets so they don't come to us. Because we can't really destroy anything that big too well. So it's a lot of redirection to make sure we are kept out of the crossfire. Demon Demetale Sands, so another Sands. Sheesh, we're having a convention here. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some more ketchup on your way past the commissary. What are your thoughts on SCP-966? Do I have thoughts on SCP-966? Is the question. The sleep killer. Yeah, they're jerks. All that little hunting people for sport, it's a mean thing. Shouldn't be doing that. Oh, dang, Desk, you're right. Podcasts for SCP, you got to look up Find Us Alive by Radiger. That is the best SCP podcast of all. And also Radiger's other podcast, Hymns from the Road, while not necessarily an SCP podcast, does deal with anomalous stuff in the Fey folk. So enjoy those very much. Tell them Dr. Sherman and Desk sent ya. And Sans, regular version. Thank you for donating again. What research did you say I needed to do to get that ketchup? We'll talk more later on, buddy. It's coming to the end of stream. We're in the last 3 minutes. On top of which, I'm coming down a little bit. So we'll talk more about your research responsibilities later on. Gotta remember the SCP-Z-Z-Z-J. I've got that here. I do. Armed and ready. When is the next stream in UK time? Well, Slothy, I apologize that I never know when the streams are going to be. Work at the Foundation is constantly chaos. And so today I started stream at around 5:30-ish. Usually it's around that time, but it also is earlier in the day sometimes. So the best thing you can do is hit the bell and keep an eye on the channel because it is always chaotic when we're going to do streams. Michael Mayer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some strudel on your way past the commissary. What would happen if I asked 4035 or any of the other genies to cure my tinnitus? My worst case scenario is permanent deafness, best case cured, but dealing with something else. So SCP genies, it depends on what kind of genie they are. For instance, 4035, does that one do, yeah, it does, disappointing, lackluster solution. So you probably wouldn't get very much help. The same with the little red genie in the spam can, if I remember right. Do we have a genie tag? No, we have reality bending. So, SCP genie spam. Yeah, SCP-5655 is literally titled exactly the kind of genie you'd expect to find in an empty can of spam. And it can do very tiny, barely wishes. So, I mean, most of these genies are not going to be very much help, unfortunately. But medical probably has some ways to help with tinnitus. So just go to medical. It's fine. Hunter Phil, thank you for donating again. Dr. Clef just traded you a shotgun to join the Foundation. It's a pretty good kit. Congratulations on that luck. Remicus, thank you for donating again. How do I get my SCP OC posted? So you're normally not going to post just OCs. You have to write an SCP story that contains said OC. And so it's a lot harder than you think. My SCP OC is only on the wiki due to someone else writing it in their own SCP. So it's rather difficult, but you just got to practice your SCP writing. And once you have a good story, work your OC into it. It's got to be oblique. You don't want to be blatant. Hunter Phil, thank you for becoming a Mobile Task Force captain. And everybody, before I start my stream wrap down, throw in some claps in the stream chat for Desk, our mighty, mighty moderator. Claps in the desk. Or claps for the desk in the chat. Rat, you are the first one to clap. Congratulations, you get the shout out for doing it. Zerdrin, 999s are also allowed. All right, so shutting down the stream with the first thing. Remember, at the end of every stream, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Now, they're not the ones that I wrote because that would be cheating. And so I'm not going to cheat by saying it's my SCPs because they're the ones I wrote. That's not fair. Instead, you can go read my SCPs on my SCP author page, the Sherm's Site 42 Hub and SCP author page. And you can go read them all. And while you're there, do me a solid, check out our fan funding, maybe become a member or a patron. Help us support the team that we use here at Site 42 to make our content, to make bigger and better content. Now, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and with a huge trigger warning on it, SCP-8980. That one's messed up. Content warning, it's rough. One more time, favorite SCPs are 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5320, 5175, and a huge content warning on SCP-8980. Rock on. So with that, I've been asked to read you guys a bedtime story. And so today is a special event. Why don't we have an SCP bedtime story? SCP-ZZZZ-J is a good one to end on. The entire article, SCP-ZZZZ-J, look at that shit. It fits in one screenshot. It's right there on the document page, clear as day. Item number, SCP-ZZZ-J. Object class, a short one. Special containment procedures. SCP-ZZZ-J is to be positioned at the end of a long night of reading SCPs in the Foundation database, where its brevity is expected to have a strong positive effect on the morale of weary personnel with poor time management skills. SCP-ZZZ-J is not to contain any footnotes, test logs, timelines, Foundation lore deep dives, big fancy ACS headers, mammoth-sized data tables, addendums that throw into question the entire point of the article existing, cross-links to related SCPs, long and meandering epistolary narratives comprised of staff emails, self-serious transcripts of O5 council meetings, bullshit login credential pages, or interview logs the length of a whole damn novel. Personnel found in breach of the aforementioned protocols will be forced to read the entirety of SCP-1730. Footnote. Shit, we just broke our own protocols, and shit, we did it twice in this footnote. See you on the other side of 1730, boys. As punishment. Description. SCP-ZZZ-J is a blissfully short entry in the Foundation's SCP database. It has been likened to a nice little snack by Foundation personnel and deemed a good one to end on, as well as sweet mercy, not unlike a gunshot to the head, by O5 Redacted of the O5 Council. Interview log, Dr. Noah Bowden. Begin log. Dr. Noah Bowden scrolls through SCPs in the Foundation database, as he has been doing for 4 hours, despite the pleas of higher-ups and loved ones. He come across SCP-ZZZ-J. Dr. Bowden says, thank Christ, a short one. End log. And good night! That was a good one to end on. Garen Mater, thank you for becoming a subscriber to Site 42 while I was reading that delicious bedtime story. It is now time to say good night. So as always, Site 42 staff, be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart. without a love of my own. A blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for.